It was the construction of the New Jerusalem, the church. And depending on what translation you read, there's either 70 or 72 that he sends out. Kind of parallels with the 70 that Moses had help him because he had so much going on and needed the help. So we've seen it back there, we're seeing it here. Some theologians say it was presbyterate, the priests that he sent out. Some theologians say it was deacons, like the deacon prepares the altar for the priest, is preparing these towns for Jesus. But whether it was priests or deacons, it was disciples of Christ. It was that one community, this community. We are the New Jerusalem, the church. We recall in the first reading, nursing the milk from the breast. Well, the woman is the church, and that milk is the Eucharist that we receive. There might be some things in here that are kind of confusing. We're talking about Jesus sending people out to do his will, but don't talk to anybody on their way. So we're supposed to just walk by him and be rude? No, that wouldn't be Christ-like. What he's saying here is stay focused on what I sent you to do. Don't get distracted. This was, we know he had limited time here, and he wanted to make sure that what he taught was going to be carried on, and he couldn't just do it with 12, so he's trying to bring in more laborers for the harvest. Guess what, church? We are laborers for the harvest. We are called to be laborers for the harvest, but are we? Let's look at the dust. That's another thing that is kind of hard. You go to this town and they don't receive you. You meet somebody out other than here that doesn't receive you. Well, is it saying, the heck with you? I'm just forget about you and go on my way. That's what it sounds like. So then we go to the next town and the same thing happens and we get discouraged. Golly, he sent us out to do this and nobody's accepting it. We can't get discouraged. That's the dust that we shake off our feet. We bring God, hopefully, to everyone we meet. If it's not in words, it's in gestures or even a smile. They don't accept it. It doesn't discourage us. They left with no sandals. I can imagine walking through the desert and the rocks and all, barefoot. He was asking them to rely on him. And we are all called to suffer. He knew what they would go through on the way. He prepared them. They came back rejoicing. Hey, Lord, even the demons were subject to us because of your name. Okay, and then he tells them, look, I've seen Satan fall like lightning. He knew because he sent them and he told them, well, we see later, I gave you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and all the force of evil. Nothing will harm you. So they come back rejoicing, hey, the demons are subject to us. But that's not what we should rejoice about. We've been given gifts and we use them. We should rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So the distractions that we face every day, we all have problems, whether it be financial or physical or problems amongst ourselves. We all have problems, but we can't let them be distractions. We've got to stay focused because we too are sent. You know, we get our marching orders at the end of every Mass to go in peace to love and to serve the Lord. You know, we think about those demons, you know, being subject to these men. God gave them that power. Well, what power did God give us? He gave us the power of prayer. You know, you might often hear, well, at least I can do is pray for them. Well, that's the greatest thing you can do. That should be the first thing that crosses your heart. But for that prayer to have power, there has to be a relationship between us and Christ. He has to be here. He knows our hearts. We can't hide from him. But that's our strength. If he knows our hearts and we love him, and then we ask for, we pray for an individual or we ask for something, as long as it's not against his will, because he knows our hearts, because of that love relationship, that agape love relationship, he answers those prayers. But we have to stay focused. We can't get distracted. There's so many things today that distract us. We can't let it. We can't get discouraged. You know, those towns that wouldn't receive them, another opportunity to pray. You know, God is love. God sent them out. God sends us out. We give what we can give. If it's accepted, awesome. If it's not, another opportunity to pray. So, brothers and sisters, our names are written in heaven. Let us strive to be Christ-like. Focus on heaven. Live our lives to where when we're seen, we resemble Christ. God bless.